educate yourself, get a good job, get money, get married, have kids, and then die? Is that your life? Is that your life? Born, marriage, kids, death? Is that your life? Well, we need to think about this. Because if that is your life, then you're no different from a cow, a sheep, and a donkey. Honestly. And I say this about myself. Because all of these things are just based on instinct. Survival, reproduction. That's what a cow does when it's eating grass. It's surviving, and then it mates with its friend, and it reproduces. Right? We do the same. I don't care if you have a PhD. I don't care if you got a great job. It still is based on instinct, survival, reproduction. I don't care if you wrote your wife poetry. Makes no difference. It's still based on an instinct. I don't care if you went to this amazing island for your honeymoon. It's still based on instinct, procreation. Many of the things that we do in our lives is based on these core animal instincts. Even the big houses that we buy and the big cars that we have. This is all just shiny stuff. But it reduces itself to the core animal instinct of survival. Is your life just going to be about survival and reproduction? Is that it? Or are you going to do something about your life? Allah says in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اسْتَجِيبُوا لِلَّهِ وَلِرُسُولِهِ إِذَا دَعَاكُمْ لِمَا يُحْيِيكُمْ. O you who have believed, talking to you, not talking to your next door neighbor, talking to you. The book of Allah is one big love letter to you. Because it's from His rahmah that He revealed this book. And Allah is saying to you, O you who have believed, respond to the call of Allah and His Messenger to that which gives you life. Imam Bukhari, may Allah have mercy on him, he said, the response here is the response to all that is good. And all that is good is Islam. So Allah is telling us what's going to give us real life. Because the ulama, the scholars say about this ayah, that if you don't respond to the call of Allah and His Messenger, then you're dead Muslim walking. Your heart is dead. Your spiritual heart is dead. And you're just like an animal, just obeying your instincts. Born, marriage, kids, death. And in between, lots of yamek. Right? We need to elevate ourselves, brothers and sisters. We need to elevate ourselves and understand that the real change of the Quran wasn't just about changing Ottoman life. It wasn't about just changing Spanish life in Islamic Spain. It wasn't about just economics. Why did these things happen? That's the question I want you to ask. Why did they happen? Niyyah, right? Why did they happen? They happened not because of the values themselves, because people carried the values. The Sahaba, the Muslims, they carried the values of the Quran and Sunnah, not only just in their minds, but it was in their hearts. So really, when the Quran changed the world, it's because it changed people. Think about this, brothers and sisters. 80 years after the death of our beloved Prophet, and according to the ulama, the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the greatest calamity for the ummah. It was the greatest calamity for the ummah. But 80 years after his death, we were in Pakistan, in Multan, and we were in Spain. And it was 82 years after his death that the Muslims decided to fix the masjid of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was still dripping of water. It goes to show the people at the time, they knew what created change was a change of mind and a change of heart. A spiritual, intellectual transformation. Not just building buildings. Yes, we have amazing mosques in Ottoman history. I love them, they're beautiful. The best architecture ever. But to be honest, a mosque doesn't change society. A building doesn't change society. Cement doesn't change society. Rocks do not change society. Pestle and mortar doesn't change society. Bricks don't change society. Even money doesn't change society. What changes society is values, is thoughts, is ideas, is your spiritual disposition. And this is why the early Muslims, the reason just in 80 years after the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we were in Pakistan and Spain implementing the justice and harmony and peace of Islam. Because it was about people of substance. The Quran changed and transformed the hearts of man. So that's the real change. We could talk about Ottoman history and Islamic Spain and medieval Baghdad until we get fed up. But the real question today is, how is the Quran going to change your heart? How is the book of Allah going to change your heart? And I want us to focus on this because it's very important for the future. We shouldn't have a historical complex. Don't be like the Greeks. Just because there was Aristotle and Plato, the Greeks think there's something.